Alright, we got Thursday night football action kicking off, so I'm going to have to start rescheduling the way I make the videos. I don't feel comfortable yet picking the Sunday games, so I'll just do the Thursday game, then I'll talk NBA for a little bit, and that's probably going to be the new schedule from here on out. So, Thursday night game, we have Cleveland and Denver. I'll tell you, this game is pretty much random. The result of this game is going to be really difficult to predict, and I can't sit here and analyze very much because we have no idea how good Brady Quinn is. He's thrown, I think, 8 NFL career passes. This is his second year in the NFL. He's been, he's shown some good signs and some bad signs in the preseason. We just don't have any idea. On one hand, you look at the Denver offense. Very explosive when they bring their game. But they can't run the ball, and the last month they have been stagnant. Cleveland, we know their offense is talented, but the receivers are dropping passes, the offensive line hasn't been playing up to standards, and their quarterback had been underachieving. Obviously now they're trying to take care of that. So, this game is just going to be really random. If there is any defense in the league that could make Brady Quinn look like a future Hall of Famer in his first game of the NFL, it's Denver. I personally have no hard opinion on Brady Quinn. I have no idea how good he's going to be. I like the way he's handled himself so far, but football-wise, I don't know. So, after some deliberation, I'm going to take the Broncos, give them one last chance for their offense to show up, and after that, I don't even know how I'm going to call this team the rest of the year. So, I'm taking Denver, but it's in Cleveland. You might want to be safe, and I don't know what the spread is, but take the points. So, yeah, I'm taking Denver to win that game. Moving on, let's take a look at the NBA real quick because I don't want to, again, want to get into the weekend yet. It's Wednesday night right now. I watched the Cleveland-Chicago game, and I was watching a bunch of other stuff on the ESPN Stat Tracker, and tonight was an awesome night. Go look at the stat lines for some of these guys tonight, because we had, so far, Kobe has barely played today. We've had 4 superstars go completely off. Let me get the most impressive one. Stoudemire. What was Stoudemire? He had 49 points. He was 17 and 21 from the field. He had 15 of 15 free throws, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, and 3 blocks. That's the best performance of the year so far, and I don't think anyone's going to top that. That is insane. And in a very good game, a close game, he helped the Suns beat the Pacers. We had Dwayne Wade had a very good game for the Heat against the Sixers in a game they won big. I think he had 30 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, very solid. Tony Parker. He, Duncan, and Mason absolutely carried the Spurs just now to a 2 OT win over the Timberwolves. And going to double overtime against the Timberwolves sounds pretty bad, but forget all that for a second. They couldn't go 0-4. Well, the Spurs are a difficult team to judge because we know that they don't really care about the regular season, and we know they don't have Ginobili out there, but they have to win probably 50 or more games just to get into the postseason. They can't just put it on cruise control all year and assume they're going to get into the postseason by default. So what I see out of them is a little troubling. Right now they are only getting good numbers out of Duncan, Parker, and Mason. Parker and Mason this season are combining for an average, I think close to 60 points a game between those two. That's way more than Kobe and Gasol, way more than Yao and McGrady, more than Pierce and Garnett, more than any other 1-2 combo in the league, I think. Duncan and Parker carrying that team. They're 1-3. They got gassed by the Mavericks. They've lost a couple of close ones, and they just barely beat the crappy Timberwolves. But forget about all of that for a second. Tony Parker hit that huge jumper to send it to the second overtime with no time on the clock. 54 points, 10 assists, 5 rebounds. Hit some clutch free throws. Was perfect from the line. Really, really extraordinary game. Who else stepped up? LeBron. LeBron had a big game. He put up like 40 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, a couple of steals, a couple of blocks. Big game from a lot of superstars tonight. And what's Kobe doing right now? We're 16 minutes into that game, and he let me see here. He's got 9 points right now, so we'll see where that goes. You know, Kobe probably heard a little something about how everyone else is performing. So let's see, what do we got here? The Boston-Houston game, I caught that. I was kind of tracking that a little bit. I wasn't really following it, but I was kind of, sort of, and it was a good game. McGrady missed that free throw at the end that was kind of significant. Let's see here. It was, very much back and forth. Ray Allen showed he still had it. And both these teams showed that they're probably near the NBA elite. But Boston came out a little better. I already voiced some of my concerns over San Antonio, who maybe I shouldn't have picked to win the championship this preseason. Because they're getting nothing outside of Duncan, Parker, and Mason right now. Tonight, they got Ginobili's production out of Mason. Mason had a great game, so I don't think you can say that things are going to be perfectly fine when Manu comes back. Let's see. What else do we have tonight? I mean, tonight there were a lot of games, very entertaining. I mean, I covered all the star stuff, but my favorite team these last couple of years that was not the Sonics, the team that I like to watch, was the Suns. And this year, I don't quite know what to think of the Suns, but I am probably going to follow them because they are a very fun team. And watching that game tonight, we saw Stoudemire go completely off, but perhaps the more interesting thing here was that Shaq did virtually nothing, and Steve Nash did virtually nothing. So that makes you think. This team has a ton of potential. I mean, if Stoudemire can do that consistently, I mean, we can't expect him to do that every night, but you guys know what I mean. Sky really is the limit. And I thought this team was done as far as being a title contender was. Prove me wrong, guys. Prove me wrong. What else? You guys know one of the more interesting teams for me this year is the Lakers because of how deep they are and how good they could be. And I got really nothing new to say about them. They're running over the competition for the most part. They're scoring baskets. They're coming up big in crunch time in that Denver game. And right now they're playing. They got a 5-point lead over the Clippers. So I guess that's most of the NBA thoughts I have right now, but tonight was fun. I'll just say that again because we had superstars just going off all night. I mean, the biggest star of the night to me was definitely Stoudemire. Stoudemire, you don't get much better than that. But I'll try and give some NBA thoughts every week. I'm interested in a lot of these teams and how they go. Right now, one of the interesting transition teams to me right now is the Mavericks. They're 2-2. They've lost some tough games. They've won some tough games. They just smoked San Antonio. How much does that mean? I don't know. Josh Howard has his game back. Jason Kidd's looking good. Nowitzki's looking pretty good. Like I said, I didn't know if they were title contenders this year. Only time will tell. And my final marquee performer I want to mention, even though he didn't play tonight, was Dwight Howard. The guy had like 20 points and 15 rebounds a couple nights ago. and nobody really cared because that's an average game for him. That's how well he's playing this year. Big year for Dwight Howard. I'm out.